Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Sherry. I hope you're having a great day. Good morning. This is Kim Danke coming to you live from the Shibboleth Studios in Kennesaw, Georgia, with the January 17th, 2020 edition of the Shibby Show. The Shibby Show. So good morning to everybody. So this broadcast reaches people from anywhere with the internet access. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I missed being there. I did get to minister to some people in Calhoun, though. I was happy to be able to go and do that. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. So today, good morning, Teresa. We have the opportunity through the internet to minister to a lot of people through our program, Shibboleth. Now, this live video is through our public page, so it reaches both members and non-members. If you are a member of Shibboleth, please let me know. And thank you, Karen, for having a watch party. I just saw that pop up. Thank you. Good morning, Sandra and Catherine and Brenda. Good morning. If you are a member of Shibboleth, well, first of all, share or host a watch party, which is awesome because we're getting the word of God out through this broadcast, through the ministry of Shibboleth. But good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Amanda. But if you are a member of Shibboleth, please tell me if you are having or you are going to have a perfect day or a holiday today. And the reason that I ask that way is because it's okay either day that you have. We just have a plan for our holidays in Shibboleth, and holidays are okay to have. We just have a plan for them. So good morning, Barbara. Catherine's a lifetime member. That is amazing. That is an awesome, awesome special thing that Travis and Sasha did for us. Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Jana. Jana is going to have a perfect day today. I'm going to have a perfect day today, even though I'm going to the Kennesaw Business Association's Women's Luncheon today. I'm going to have a perfect day. I have a cinnamon roll 1 bar in my purse already, just in case what they're serving doesn't work for me. And I'm going to tell you something. When I have to decline food that's laid out in front of me, I do that to the glory of God. I don't sit there and feel like I'm missing out. I do not want to bring an insulin release and therefore store unwanted body fat that I don't need. So when I have to turn down food that doesn't work on my program, or our program, that I do not feel like I'm missing out. I do not have fear of missing out when it comes to food, because you know what? The next meal is coming. There is no lack of us having food. The next meal is coming. So I'm prepared for that. Now, I will eat their food if it works for me. I don't turn down their food if it works for me either. So I go in there and assess what is going on. But today, if you have been watching with me, you know that I play the game of life. My game of life, my game board is a 12-month calendar. And the rules for my game are the Bible and the Shibboleth Shield. So those are the rules of my game. So today we are only 17th day of this 365-day game. And this month, I've had 15 perfect days, and I'm already including today because I've determined today's a perfect day, and I don't let anything deter me from having that. So we're on day 17, and I would love for you guys to tell me how many perfect days you've had this month. How many perfect days have you had this month? Awesome. Sherry's having a perfect day. Barbara's a lifetime member. Sandra's going to have a perfect day. Oh, and Catherine is having a perfect day, and she's doing a fun little challenge called a WOW challenge. Our WOW challenges, they're called War on Weakness, but they also can just be used as a great meal plan, so you don't have to think about what you're going to eat today. You pick out a Wow Challenge and you just do it. They are designed to help you lose up to a pound in a day. They are really good for breaking through maybe a plateau or something like that in your weight loss. Well, you guys know that I give you a verse each day. Sherry, that is awesome. You and I are on the same track. We've got 15 perfect days, and then I have 2 holidays planned, not tomorrow, Saturday, but the next Saturday and Sunday, the next weekend. And so I'll have a total of 4 holidays by the end of January. And I really just kind of needed that after the month of December, where there was a whole bunch of holidays. I just wanted to prove to myself that I didn't need all those holidays and I could eat happily with all the choices that I have on Shibboleth. So you guys, you know that we do our verses. I hope that you do them with me. Now, today's verse, if you'll write it for me or type it in, if you'll type it in for me, that would be so great. And if you're just popping on, please tell us good morning and where you're from. And you know what? Even if you told me where you're from before, it helps me to see it over and over again because I do meet a lot of people and I often need that repetition to remember that you are from Michigan, like Karen. Or I need to that reminder that you're from North Dakota or those kind of things. So pop on and say where you're from and good morning, and please share this. Please share this. But if you will type this verse in, and we know this one, Philippians 4:6. Philippians 4:6. If you'll type that in for me. I've already written it this morning. Oops. There we go. I wrote it, and listen to what it says. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And I've got 2 sentences that we are going to type in a little bit when we speak life over ourselves. And I wanted to tell you, the book of Philippians is only 4 chapters. And honestly, it takes about 17 minutes to read it. You could read the whole book of Philippians today if you wanted to. That verse is the book of Philippians. Paul is actually imprisoned, but he is writing about the joy that he has in the Lord Jesus and that he doesn't worry about anything. He takes all of his concerns to God. So there's the word joy, rejoicing, joyful. It's mentioned about 16 times in the book of Philippians, and it'll only take you less than 20 minutes to read Philippians. So that would be a great book for you to dive into today. So today's verse, I need to read this still with this light, my flashlight. Well, today's topic is you're winning the war against anxiety. And, you know, if you're a person that says, I get anxious, I'm anxious, I would highly encourage you to capture that thought or those words that come out of your mouth and turn those into, I go to the Lord for help. I'm not anxious because I trust the Lord. I would encourage you to change those things from stating statements that you're claiming over yourself and turn those around into positive statements. But listen to this. It says, this devotion, it says, Oi, anxiety, we wring our hands, anticipating the worst. We lay in bed at night, wondering how the bills will get paid. We pace the halls, our hearts are racing, wondering if we will lose our job. We fret over everything, from the kids' grades in school to our relationships with those we love. The inability to let go of our fears and worries can be crippling at times. But it's so hard to release them, especially if worrying has become a habit. Maybe you're going through a life-altering situation right now. Perhaps you're struggling with a major health issue or the loss of a loved one. Perhaps you're going through a marital breakup or dealing with a prodigal child. No doubt you're struggling with inner turmoil. Maybe your nervous behaviors are ruling the day. Perhaps you're battling feelings of dread. You feel as if something is going to happen, possibly soon. You can't bear it, and you can't stop fretting. Did you realize there's a huge difference between fear and anxiety? With fear, you're anticipating something that could actually happen. And with anxiety, it often builds up over something that you perceive that may happen, but that it's not likely to happen. Isn't that interesting? So, what are you stressing out about today? Take a giant step back from the situation and ask yourself, is it really likely to happen? Or is it more unlikely to happen? Chances are you're all worked up for nothing. What has you wound up tighter than a knot probably isn't going to take place. Take Brittany's story. After hearing that her best friend's husband lost his job, she grew anxious that her own husband might lose his as well. The two men didn't even work for the same company. They weren't even in the same field. But this perceived threat of a job loss made her a nervous wreck. For days, weeks even, she fretted over what the family would do if this happened. It never did. After several months went by, she relaxed and eventually forgot to worry anymore. After a while, she wondered why she fretted in the first place. In a sense, she'd taken on someone's struggle and made it her own. Have you ever reacted like Brittany? Ever fretted over something that in reality probably wasn't going to happen? If so, then take a look at our Bible verse. Do not be anxious about anything. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, do I really have a reason to be wound up, or am I fretting over a perceived threat? If it's likely to happen, if it's a likely to happen situation, then the answer from God is still the same. Don't worry. And if it's not likely to happen, you're wasting precious hours and possibly your health by fretting. So be free, let it go, and trust God. You can get and trust that God can give you a peace that passes understanding no matter what you're facing. No matter what you're facing. One of the things that I think about when I think about that verse and reading that is a lot of people say that they are emotional eaters. So one of the things that I think that we could take from today's verse and today's devotion is that blame over yourself. I'm an emotional eater. Say, I choose to eat food in a way that is not related to my emotions. So one of the things that you can type, did I write it down? Okay, I wrote it down. I'm getting ahead of myself, so we'll go ahead and say these things. So I want you guys to type this in for me. I will go to God instead of being anxious. I will go to God instead of being anxious. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. You just have to train yourself to do that. It just like anything in life that is important, you have to train yourself to do it. Then the next thing, and this is related to what I was saying, this is important. I will not use food as a drug to work through my emotions. I will not use food as a drug to work through my emotions. Because those of us, or those of those people that I hear say that and choose to eat at times like that, it's like they're using food as a drug to kind of make them feel better at the moment. But what we really need to do is learn to trust God, but deal with those emotions in a different way that's not related to food. More related to prayer, more related to calling a friend and talking to them rather than eating. And you know, the Shibboleth shield is so important. Those of you that aren't Shibboleth members, we use a shield that has 5 components to it, and it is related to the armor of God. So the Lord likes for us to use the armor that He has provided for us. And do you know that weapons are being formed against us? They are being formed against us. But we need to use the armor of God to defeat those weapons. and negate the weapons that are coming our way by the enemy. So when we think about Shibboleth in trying to make excellent decisions for ourselves during the day so that we don't need to fret, we don't need to use food as a drug to deal with our emotions, so that we don't need to do those things, we use the Shibboleth shield. And I'm telling you, that Shibboleth shield is your bulletproof shield. It will keep the weapons that Satan is trying to form against you having to do with emotional eating, having to do with not wanting to see you lose weight and be healthier for your family. Maybe you're a teacher, you've got all those precious lives that you pour into every single day. You can be more energized for them, and then obviously church and your community and the world. But see, he doesn't want that for us. So he tries to tell you, oh, it's no big deal. If you don't get in that half a gallon of water, it's no big deal. And shoot, don't even try for that gallon. You'll never get there. You'll never get there. So he wants you to think things are no big deal, when honestly, they are a big deal when you are trying to accomplish something. You are trying to accomplish learning to not be anxious, learning to use the shield, the Shibboleth shield, and the armor of God. Those are related. We use the armor of God for our life. We use the shield for our food and health choices. I hope that y'all see how those are related. Do you see how those are related? I'm going to say good morning to those of you that are on here. Good morning, Angie, and good morning, Teresa from Ringgold. Thank you for typing in the verse, Catherine and Jennifer. And I think Jennifer is from another state. I remember that. Sherry, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Jennifer, thank you for typing in, I will go to God instead of being anxious. I will go to God instead of being anxious. Thank you, Melissa and Catherine and Sandra and Sue. Thank you, Sherry, for typing in that and typing in, I will not use food as a drug to work through my emotions. And she gave that 2 exclamation points. Thank you, Sue and Melissa again. Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Catherine. Sue, thank you for typing in, no weapons formed against me shall prosper. Yes, and they will not prosper when we use the right tools. And we have been provided the tools. We've been provided the armor of God, and we've been provided the tool of the Shibboleth shield. Sandra from Spring, Texas, awesome. And Angie from Tallapoosa, and Elsie Mullins from Birmingham, Alabama. And Brenda is from Cumming, Georgia. So I love helping you guys from all over the country. We even had somebody join from France. So if she's listening, Je m'appelle Kimberly is my name. And that was just a little bit of fun right there. But I love you guys. And I hope that those of you that are having a perfect day and already know it, that you keep your perfect day no matter what. Don't let anything be willing to, don't let yourself let anything get in your way of having a perfect day. And those of you that may be listening to this right now but haven't determined what type of day you're having, please go ahead and determine right now that you are having a perfect day. Pull out that shield, put it on your refrigerator, filter every decision through that and look at it and have a perfect day. It may be the first one you've had in a while, and that's okay. See, in Shibboleth, we're balanced. We're balanced. We can have our holidays, and then we can get right back to our perfect days and maintain any progress that we have made in our weight loss and wellness journey. So I love you guys, and if you are near Cartersville, please come to see me in the morning. We'll be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'll be teaching from 10:30 to 11:30, and I would love to see you and give you a big hug. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Y'all give me some hearts as we go off. It's lots of fun. All right. Talk to you later.